Welcome back to New York Viewpoint. I'm Ken Rosato. Now, we've all heard it before. It's better to buy with cash, right? Well, that is nice in theory. Most of our spending may end up on a credit card or two. In many cases, the question isn't whether or not to use a credit card, but deciding which one we should be using. Here to give us some great advice on this topic, we have Ken Mahoney, the president and CEO of Mahoney Asset Management. Good to have you here. Again, I should say. First off, the first question is, should we be using credit cards? Let's start with that.
In the real world, we have to. I mean, what do we do? Walk to the ATM every time we buy something? So we have to use a credit card of some sort. But you know, these are not our fathers or grandfathers' credit cards, so to speak, of 19 and 24% interest. There's a lot of cards out there at 0%. So if you can get 0% credit card, you know, that's something to be using, especially all the reward points and everything that goes along with it.
So, and there are, even sometimes within the same company, I mean, Capital One has a whole series to mention one. It's kind of your choice. They'll offer you, do you want this version? Do you want this version? It's up to you.
Yeah,
You're going to travel, right? Or
it depends on what you want to do. You know, these are loss leaders for companies. They don't make money when they have a 0% on there. Their goal is to get you as a customer acquisition. And with that, they hope that you buy some of their other products and services, a home equity line, a mortgage, maybe an investment. But as a consumer, to get 0% and get rewards on top of it, there's never been a better time. So if you're going to use a credit card, you might as well research online, find out those that are 0%, and that give rewards.
But there is a key here. If you don't have a 0% credit card, you are an asset management man. What do you do?
Okay, let's for example, you have a $10,000 credit limit and use all $10,000 at 10%. And basically, you're almost like on a treadmill. You're running and not getting anywhere. You're making your payments, and the balance is not coming down. Maybe transfer it over to a $10,000 into a 0% credit card and start paying those payments, and now you're knocking down the balance. So again, this is not funny money. Here's a problem with 0%. People think it's like monopoly money or funny money. No, it's real money. You still got to pay it back. But it stops the clock from growing, you know, exponentially at 10% or 15% when you transfer your balance to 0%. And the rewards are very interesting, though. You have to be mindful what rewards work for you. So some people say, Ken, you know, I have this this great card for travel. Well, do you travel? No, I don't travel. So, you know, try to, you know, line up your needs, your lifestyle with those cards that are out there, the offerings that are out there.
Right. I mean, if somebody wants to play the points game, and we know people that do that.
Sure.
So you spend everything, instead of paying cash out of your pocket, you spend everything on the card, but you got to make sure you pay that card immediately. But in this world of apps on your smartphone, you can do that. It's real convenient.
Yeah, and there's a discipline on that. And also, look, after 1 year, companies are going to make money, okay? And then a year from now, they may go up to 10%. So on your little smartphone app, you know, tell Siri, hey, Siri, a year from now, remind me that the credit card interest is going to go from 0 to 10%, and then maybe look for another credit card. But you have to remind yourself, because look, credit card companies figure this out. They look at a basket, they say, okay, some people are going to default, that's not going to be good. Some people are going to stay within the means, and some people over here are going to be able to stay with us longer term. But you have to remind Siri or your smartphone a year from now, hey, this is not 0% anymore, now it's up to 10%. What are you going to do at that point?
And what about store cards? Store cards are a whole different animal, aren't they?
Yeah, I really don't like the store cards. I mean, sometimes some promotions, like you get 20% off, but most of the store credit cards are running at 15 and 20%. Very few of those credit cards, you know, for those stores. Now, again, if you're disciplined enough to pay at the end of the month, that's one thing, and then enjoy those 30% savings or 40% savings because you're a credit card holder.
But the way they give you that 20% savings is by taking the money out of all those other people who don't pay at the end of the month.
Exactly.
That's how they get that money.
And again, then that's a portfolio of credit. You're on the other side of this. They know some people are going to default, some people are going to pay yours 20%, and you want to be on the other side of that. You really want to be at 0%. But the best way, though, here's the thing I say about funny money. Be careful. Yes, it's 0%. But that doesn't mean you go out there and with your friends in Ritz-Carlton and have a nice long weekend and have a lot of memories and nothing and so forth. Use it for something, you know, that's going to help out, let's say, your kitchen. Stainless appliances, you know, the granite countertops. That enhances your kitchen. You know, those type of things that are more productive with the money, not just kind of gadgets that end up in a closet that you don't use. Use it for something productive.
Now, let's say you're going to use your card, a bank card, pardon me, that is both a debit and a credit card. I've heard that, I mean, I used to hear, oh, it's better just use the debit, takes it out of the bank. You don't have to worry about paying at the end of the month. But then I heard there are protections that come on the credit side that don't come on the debit side.
Yeah, look, in this day and age of internet security and hacking and all these things that are going on, you know, it's very difficult. It is nice, though, every now and then you get an email from your credit card company, hey, is this really your purchase? Or a phone call, is this really your purchase? So there are those safeguards that happen with credit cards versus debit cards. And in this day and age of credit card fraud and all these other kind of cyber attacks and everything, you can never be too careful with those type of things.
So that's where it would behoove you to use the credit card versus the debit card side. What about people who, say, over a holiday period or for whatever other reason, may overdo it on all their cards and they can't catch up? Is it maybe smarter at that point to consider a debt consolidation loan of some sort, whether it be house-related or another kind of personal loan, to pay off all the debts and have one low payment, just get it all done?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's pros and cons of that. The equity line consolidation is one way to go because you could write off that. Except for that becomes attachable, meaning now you've actually tied in something that was not attached to being attachable. You know, the best thing to do is stay within your means, though. Just because you have these credit cards, it's not funny money. I mean, I think one of the best use of credit cards is starting a small business. So here you have a $5,000 credit line. Now think about years ago, brick and mortar. You know, you had to open a retail store to sell your product or services. You needed like $100,000. If you can get a credit card for $5,000, pay 0%, and now out of your home, you know, thanks to social media and everything, start a business. You know, whether it's, you know, making brownies, whether it's being a photographer and doing some things on the side. I think some of the best use of return of capital, return on investment, is using that 0% to start a little side business. Buying yourself a computer, buy yourself a printer. You know, that's $5,000. Let's say you made $1,000 a month. That's a great use of that money.
For a limited investment.
For a limited investment. I mean, where can you start a small business, you know, for $5,000? We can do it now thanks to the internet. You don't need to, you know, sign a $100,000 lease and fill it with inventory. Now, thanks to the internet and our expertise and find a little niche that can help people. What a great way to use those credit cards, the way to fund something and take a risk.
Yeah, through companies like Viber and Skype, you get free phone numbers and things like that. I mean, you don't even have to pay for a phone. You don't even have to pay for business cards.
I had a friend that just loved photography on Facebook with their 1,500 friends. Say, hey, by the way, I do photography. I'm kind of cheap. I'm kind of new at this thing. He's getting bookings for weddings, for christenings, confirmations, all those type of things. Didn't cost him anything other than printing up some business cards and a new computer.
Sure.
And it's just really fascinating to see in this day and age that you can start an idea, a business. And now with the use of credit, easy credit, you know, let's not use easy credit for consumption, consumerism. Let's use it for something that gives us a longer-term impact. And I love to see people start it with a small business.
And talk to your accountant. That's probably going to be something likely that could be deductible if you do it that way, right?
Sure.
Well, that is fascinating. That is great advice. So you can use credit cards to your advantage.
Right,
then
for your advantage, yes.
But don't, as you said, not funny money.
Yeah, it's not monopoly money.
Ken, it is great to have you on. Thanks you so much, especially at holiday times throughout the year. Any holiday.
Yes.
Very important. Thank you.